You're doing great.
Time to check if the microphones are working.
Hello. Yes, all of your microphones are working. Hello, everyone. Welcome
Hello, gamers.
Oh my god. Welcome to Untold Realms Ghostlight Theater.
Whoa.
Whoa. We're very excited. This has been in the works for, like, what, almost a month now? 2 months?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, we were in the Ghostlight Theater. Whoa.
Oh,
James.
hello.
I'm actually very
I'm-
excited. Hello, folks.
I'm sure we'll get to introducing our characters at some point soon, but we should probably also introduce ourselves first. Starting with Makeshift.
Hey everybody, if you don't know who I am, how? Or you must be new here. So welcome. I'm the DM for the current campaign, well, one of the two current campaigns, and it's going to be called Ghostlight Theater. You'll get to know me as the story progresses, but that's not quite as important as getting to know everybody who's going to be, well, the reason the campaign's occurring, the players. How we go alphabetical order?
Sure.
Take it from the top.
All right. Hello, everyone. You might have heard me introduce myself a few times now, but that's just going to keep happening until I decide to stop, which is never. I'm Angel's Purgatory. I'll be playing Charms the Gifted. As I've said before, I do some funny comic dubs here on YouTube under the very same name. Currently doing a comic dub of Darkest Dungeon. The only person doing the comic dub of Darkest Dungeon made by McCark. So yeah, that's what I do for funs.
Hell yeah. Squeaky, introduce yourself.
I shall introduce myself to the people.
Oh my god!
No.
Hi, hello everyone. I am Streaky, also full name Streaky Audios. I don't really do audios anymore, but I'm still doing. I'm still a stupid guy, Penguin Man with a mic.
I mean, you're audible.
I'm audible. Yes, I'm audible, movable, capable,
Harder,
fuckable.
better, faster, stronger.
Yes,
Emphasis on the harder.
harder.
Ooh.
Someone please call a doctor.
Mostly just that.
It's been several days. But anyways, yes, you'll most likely catch me, streaming on Twitch every Saturday, which now I'm going to have to figure out changing, but still.
Listen, as long as you arrive on time, we don't
Yes.
care.
I'm a punctual man.
If you're late, I
No.
do have to break through your walls and punish you by hitting you with a wiffle ball bat at least 637 times.
Just 637? I feel like that's an odd number.
You're
Could it
right.
be 690? Just to be funny?
You know what? Sure.
Fuck yeah. Okay. Okay, we'll discuss this later. But anyways, I'll be playing the character Lil John, who is a half-orc barbarian, and yeah, you'll get to know him more and probably like him as we go on. But yeah. Yeah.
Oh, it's my
And
turn.
Briar?
My bad.
Yes.
Sorry. Yeah, it's me. Hello. I am Briar. I'm an odd little pink seal that does the occasional Twitch stream. I used to make audios here on YouTube. I don't do that anymore, even though I want to do it again. I don't know. We'll see what fucking happens. But yes, I am Briar. I am playing Malin, the Warlock Satyr. You will find out more about her later. But yes, I am Briar. Hello. If you don't know who I am, again, how? I'm literally in every single campaign on this channel.
It's literally like
The
you are
person.
one of the people who runs this place.
I am the producer. I'm the one with the clipboard that runs around backstage to make sure everyone's looking nice and on time.
I'm the intern that gets randomly dragged in.
Yeah.
I'm the friend of the manager who just sort of is in the break room hanging out. And if people are like, do you get paid to be here? And they're like, well,
You got paid?
nah. Anyway, hello, my name is Socks. If you don't know me already, why the fuck not? Jesus Christ, guys, come on, get with it. I'm here. I'm so cool. Come hang out. You may know me from the Blood Moon or the other campaign, the one that was so long. But you also might know me from streaming on Twitch and posting the videos on here because those VODs do shockingly well. To give you a sort of context of the person that I am, there's this whole spiel, but there's also the acknowledgement that 5 minutes before we went live, I went into such a severe bit, such a severe character that I had to walk away from my microphone to stop them from saying things. That is how deep I got into the source of that character. And I just realized, wow, if we ever want to make something broadcastable, I need to stop this by force. And I walked away, grabbed some water, took whatever medication I need to take. Take your meds, by the way, motherfuckers. And came back and reset. And I've not allowed myself to do that bit since because I know that it'll descend very quickly.
It'll be pretty funny though.
Yeah.
Get possessed by the power of funny, of not even intensely funny. Quite often, it's just like mildly amusing. Most so to me.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Interesting story about Socks. One time I was in a call with them. Everybody else like went to use the bathroom, but like they had their camera on and I was just like chatting with them. And they made like some joke and then all of a sudden they just like held unflinching eye contact with me and then like backwards walked into a shadow and like sort of like they kind of turned into like a vapor. And I was like, oh my god, nobody's ever gonna believe me if I tell them this. And then
You're
like
right, I don't believe you.
everybody came back, and I had to just like play it cool because like who would believe me? What if they appear behind me in like no shadow? If they can teleport, and then
Yeah, that's
they
fine,
just
man.
like walked in through the door in the background, and I just had to like keep that secret inside me this whole time. Somebody please send help.
Yeah. So here's the thing, man. That you're exactly right. Who would believe you?
Somebody help me.
Help you with what?
Help me with what?
I
I don't understand what the problem is here.
I keep seeing like fast small motions in like the shadows of my room at night as I'm trying to sleep.
I thought you lived in the
It keeps
back
me
rooms.
awake.
Those are
I'm-
just the monsters, man.
I mean, yeah,
man.
they're normal though.
That's
These ones are
It's
new,
just
they're really
the
quick.
other monsters that definitely are not me. Nothing to do with me. No siree. I'm not beefing it in the corner of your bedroom while you sleep. What are you talking about, man?
How about we try to get back to focus, people?
I love being YouTube safe.
I
Anyway,
need that to go with the quote book real quick. Hold on.
I do be
We-
T-posing in the corner, cat.
We've
Here's
been
my
live
job.
for 20 minutes. 10 of them has been precautionary.
Exactly.
Yeah. 10 of them have just been like well, 5 of them have been introducing everyone, and the other 5 minutes have just been being worried.
Yes.
Oh,
Holy crap.
Lord.
Okay, Makeshift, I am
I'm
going to
already
hand this over
sweating.
to you. If there's any, introducing or whatever you want to do, you're probably going to want to do that. Give me 2 seconds just to make sure I have everything correct on the other screen. I don't! This is why I asked for the 2 seconds.
One,
All right,
two.
let me catch you in, okay?
I'm going to stab you.
Oh,
This is painful.
Alright,
On
my brother in Christ.
And a half.
and 3/4.
Oh my god. Anywho.
Those 3/4 do make a difference.
0.99.
I'm gonna shit myself. Shit myself. Makeshift, where are our notes?
Our notes, they're in the
I found them. I found
Discord, producer chat. Yeah.
them. I found
while
them.
they're sorting that out, and this is not a bit, I'm gonna shamelessly self-promote.
Sure.
Y'all
Yeah.
should come exist in the spaces that I exist in, and also share the GoFundMe, please.
Nice.
Alright, I've got it all hunkered down. Are you ready?
As
I have
ready as
watching.
I can be.
Ugh.
I would really like this website to work. Okay, there we go.
I believe in you.
Are you waiting for
shouldn't have
me,
sounded okay.
Makeshift, or
Oh yeah, I thought you were gonna say like, oh yeah, floor's yours. Okay.
the floor is yours, buddy.
Anyway, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, there's the screen transition. So, everybody, welcome to a new Untold Realms adventure. This one takes place in Galamora. Yasha's does not. He's in his whole other universe. He's doing his own thing. He just does that on this channel. But this adventure is going to take place in Galamora, but we are a pretty reasonable distance away from where Vestia is. If you haven't watched the 2 world building videos that me and Briar did on this channel, check them out at your leisure. You can just throw them on in the background and then play a video game or something. You only need the audio. That will show you a little bit of how we planned out the design of this new area. And it's basically just going to be Vestia's completely uninvolved in this area. People just know about it. It's basically the next country over. It's the distance between, I don't know, Italy and Spain. There's some ocean in between, but that's the basic premise I want to get across. Is we're in
Just
a
don't talk
whole
about it.
other area, so it's all new characters, top to bottom. I highly doubt Elric's going to appear in this one. Guy needs a vacation.
Yeah, your
aside
voice
from
needs a
that-
vacation.
Yeah, I'm doing his low grumble. Well, now I'm going to be doing a bunch of dragons, so. Anyway, some background lore is, in this area, this has been nicknamed the Eternal Lands because it's mainly ruled over by eternal beings. Namely, dragons are the common one. And in this region, there's, a lot of dragons ruling the place. And all of our main characters, they have recently received a letter inviting them to the annual tour of the Azure Moon Academy, which is an extremely well-known academy, which is not necessarily just a school, so to speak. There's an entire city attached to it underneath a mountain. And that city has become quite a strong economic power. All of these characters here have recently received a mysterious letter, which detailed an odd amount of information about their minds and lives, and it seems as if somebody with the power of divination, at least very strong divination, who could maybe even read their minds, sent these letters to them. And they know that they have to meet up with other people who've received the letters, but aside from that, they haven't been told much else, except that these letters were sent by a person who just goes by the letter H in their letters. And with that background info, let me take a quick peek at my notes to see who's starting off. Had to quickly stop myself before I hummed the tune of a copyrighted.
Indiscriminate show tune number 1.
Yeah. Anyway, Pepper, you find yourself standing outside of the gates to the city around the Azure Moon Academy. The door is this beautiful kind of porcelain. It almost reminds you of like ivory carvings you've seen in museums before, assuming you visited those. These like highly detailed structures that kind of emit this kind of stance of strength. Like the door doesn't seem fragile. However, as its doors begin to open and the crowd surrounding you all start to like make their way in through and chat with the various guards who are just taking census information at the gates. It has this very inviting and celebratory feeling to it. This door really is a work of beauty carved into the side of this mountain. And as I assume you're walking forward the crowd.
Socks.
Socks?
Oh, my apologies. Sorry. Yeah, I am.
Please note, we
So-
all still have to get used to our character names because these are brand new.
Yeah, I
Unused.
fully didn't register that this was about me.
Yep. So you just find yourself at the. Technically, everybody did this already, but it is your turn to see the big doors and see them open. Are you walking forward with the crowd? I assume into the city.
Yeah. I'm just trying to I'm not blending in, but I am just sort of taking it easy. I'm not trying to be someone. I'm just trying to go to the place that I want to go to. So yes.
Nice. And you see that people are kind of shuffling forward rather steadily, but each guard, there's plenty that are taking their time to examine each person, and they don't seem to be tolerating, it's given off the vibe that if you tried to sneak past them, they would not be cool with that. They're checking every person. It's not just a glance and go inside.
I'm not trying to sneak. I'm just I'm not trying to barge my way through or anything. I'm just taking it easy. I have a place I need to be, but I'm not going to get there any faster by being a dick about it.
And as you're moving forward, you can start to hear that the guards, each time, and there's all manner of people surrounding you, Tabaxi, Aarakocra, all kinds of races from far and wide, but many of them seeming to be scholars based on their robes. But at the very least, the people around you don't seem poor. They do seem to be kind of middle class with how they're dressed. They're all dressed cleanly and nicely, with only a few people that seem to be maybe locals, perhaps, with how they're dressed. But as you hear the guard speaking, it seems like every single time somebody goes up to them, it's just name, purpose for visit. All right, head on in. Have a nice day.
I'm gonna initiate a conversation with the person closest to me in one of those uniforms. Just say, "Well, hey, what's with the school uniforms?"
Oh, I should be clear. They aren't the people around you. They're not wearing school uniforms. They're just in what seems to be scholarly robes. They're not matching.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, just want to make that clear.
Yeah, this is just
She's
a
being
form of addressing it.
You-
School uniform.
You kind of nudge this Aarakocra, who seems like he was kind of picking at the underside of his neck, rather gently to find a bent feather, and his head flicks down towards you, and goes, these are just my robes. Why do you ask?
Forgive me. I'm not the most familiar with this city. I guess I wish to know, I assume there's some sort of prestigious university or some such here.
He looks at you a bit confused and goes, "Are you not here for the tour?"
I had an invitation to something along those lines, but I don't exactly get the paper.
Well, you see, this isn't exactly an invitation event. Most of the people in this crowd, I'm certain that are here for the tour of, well, the Azure Moon Academy. It's what everything's built around down here.
Oh. Oh, I think I saw it on the way up to the city from the hillside. The big one in the middle did sort of, yeah. I know the complex you mean. Oh.
Well, yes, you might bring yourself to believe, if you've never been here before, that tower poking up from the mountain is the academy, but really that's actually just part of it.
Oh, yes, no, very, very well. No, that's all right. I've done many travels, many different places. Not exactly had reason to come down this way before, so bear with me if things are a little bit, if I didn't set any expectations.
Oh, that's quite all right. This is a place where there are few expectations except that to gather new things and learn about the world around you. Just a moment. Yes, the name is Thavior. Yes, here for the tour. Yes, thank you. I'll see you within. And he like walks past a guard that he just talked to a moment ago, and the guard makes eye contact with you next. Name and purpose of visit.
Pepper, I've been requested to come see this tour.
Ah, pepper, popular spice. Yep. Come on in.
It's more like, well, it's more like peppermint, but yes.
Oh, I haven't heard of that kind before. Sorry, I didn't want to. I was just making conversation.
Oh, then that's okay. No, I just I'm sorry. I'll leave you to it.
Bye. And he turns to the next person in line and starts doing the same thing with them.
As she looks away, she gets a devious grin because she is satisfied in having made this man feel awkward.
Evil.
Chaos
oh
achieved.
yeah. Oh yeah, law enforcement was made to
Okay.
feel funny and embarrassed.
Pepper, I have to ask this because Kitty put it in chat. Now it's in my head. Are you a Spice Girl?
Yes.
Oh my god.
Hey, Kitty. Kitty, you're fired.
No, don't fire the artist, please.
Get out of my house. If you come here again, they will not find you. And by they will not find you, I mean that I'll just, I don't know. I'll send you to fucking Spain or something. I don't know. Actually, that's only down the road for you. Never mind. I'll send you to South Australia. No one goes there.
They're gonna apparate behind you. They're gonna do the thing where they turn into mist.
They use the power of my mind to make her appear here.
Australia's superpower turned into mist.
The only problem is I don't know her home address, so I wouldn't be able to send her back.
Well, shit.
That would be a problem.
Well, shit. Sorry, you're unfired. I apologize. Spain without the S. No, I would never hurt Kitty. If you met them, they're lovely.
Continent
South
country.
Australia, continent or country? It's a state, but it could also be a country if you think real hard.
We're losing it. We're losing it.
If you dream real good. Anyway, I see our viewership numbers have dropped down to 2, so we should probably get back on track.
What do you mean? Shooting the shit's the best part of it.
Exactly.
Finally, we have achieved negative views.
Finally.
35 minutes in, and all we've done is me mildly mithering a gate guard.
Okay.
Yes.
Holy shit.
And that's where we're at it.
We're in the session. Goodbye, folks. This
Anyway.
campaign's going to take 3 times as long as planned. Anyway.
So, as you enter in, immediately you're greeted by a sight of what seems to be the ceiling of a cave, but it's very far away, and there's just this pale blue glow throughout the sky around you, or what's probably the ceiling. And it gives off this very natural feeling light, even though you're very clearly underneath a mountain right now. And all around you, there's a cityscape that starts to sprawl out that seems as if it's carved directly from this almost porcelain white stone everywhere throughout the city. And there's a lot of verticality to everything. You see stairs this way and that, a lot of windows to let in the quote-unquote natural light. And everywhere you look, there is all manner of folks who seem to be standing around, perhaps purchasing things at vendors or talking with one another and introducing themselves to probably soon-to-be new friends. And it seems like a good number of the people inside here are wearing matching uniforms.
Ah, the school uniforms begin.
Indeed.
What sort of are they like academic robe uniforms? Like, am I getting that right, or am I just riffing?
Yes, these ones. This does look like a bunch of people are wearing uniforms for the Azure Moon. You caught a glimpse of that from like it's pretty clearly the insignia you've seen like before, like hanging on banners around. So they're probably students of the Azure Moon Academy.
Just to double check real quick. Just because of the namesake, I assume the majority of the school uniforms are blue.
Yes, they are blue and white.
Perfect.
Fucking
I'm
porcelain
gonna.
dolls.
I'm just thinking like Pepper's priority now, because she does know that the tour is going on now, and she received that letter, which we haven't discussed the contents of openly, aside from the gist of it. I don't know actually if there is something specific that's on the letter. So if there is, probably chuck me a message, makeshift. But what she does know is there is that tour going on, that it may be of relevance for her to attend, but also that she doesn't have anywhere to sleep yet. Excuse me. The uniform. When-abouts does the tour start and where? Because I'm not sure if I should go grab accommodation first.
The tour is going to be in rather soon. We're just waiting for people to get through the entrance. The previous batch just left about. They look down at their wrist, even though it seems like there's nothing there, and you see a glow kind of emit onto their face. They go, it was about 20 minutes ago, so there's only about 5 minutes left before the next tour starts.
Okay, that's all good. I'll stick around here. Bear with me.
Wonderful. And he turns back towards a group of like 4 of the people with the robes and begins talking with them again.
Oh, by the way. Sorry, not to interrupt again.
Yeah.
Would you happen to know where I could go find some accommodation, and B, where would be a good performing spot? I'm somewhat of a known bard, and I just want to know whether there's anywhere in particular that you might point me towards.
Oh yes, don't worry about accommodations. At the end of the tour, it's well known where the tour ends across the city. There's a lot of different inns available at exactly that location for that reason. As for places to perform, I know that there's usually a pretty big party. I don't tend to attend it myself. Right after the tours.
Nerd.
But, damn. Sorry, I got lost in thought for a moment. I heard a bad memory run through my head all of a sudden. Anyway.
Was that just like someone across the crowd, not talking about him like at all, but he like whipped around to it instinctively and then went, "Oh wait, no, that wasn't about me."
I'll say canonically, like one of the like a woman who he's talking to in the robes just kind of coughed that like nerd.
I'm gonna immediately refer all of my further questions and comments to her instead of him.
Nice.
She's evidently the alpha of this pack.
Oh.
Well,
And
thank you. Sorry.
He goes, yeah, and during that time you'll probably find pretty wide availability for performing.
Oh, sorry, I was distracted by your friend who's quite clearly in charge of this group. Is that correct? Is he right?
You hear her snicker as like the dude in front of you gives like a pained like smirk as he's like, and she goes, "Yes, it is."
I'm gonna turn back to him and say, "What's your school of study?"
I love where this is going. He goes, you see, I'm a biologist here. It's
A fucking another one.
I doubt you studied any biology in your life, have you? Go meet a woman. I know what this is, but either way, you ain't getting shit. I'm gonna go up to the woman and I'm gonna shake her hand and say, "Thank you very much for taking this one under your wing. I'm sure the things have been very difficult for you." And I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna walk away to a different part of the crowd.
The dude didn't move a muscle, just like a vein popped out the side of his head, and he didn't move. And then the lady that you just shook the hand of, she's losing it. She's hardly keeping it together. Oh my god.
Fucking death from vicious mockery.
1 second, I need like 5 seconds. My room is so dark right now. I need to turn the lights on.
Podcast Vicious Mockery 920.
I didn't bring Vicious Valkyrie. Fuck.
Yeah, this
You
fucking
should've!
death.
This is so good!
I'm back. Oh my god, just
You know,
roast that like
you know, like-
nameless NPC.
I'm gonna like
Roast the
follow him back to
characters.
his house, find his mother, and like as soon as he starts talking to like his mum at home, I'm gonna cast hideous laughter on her.
Oh my god, just harass this like nameless person for no good reason.
Fuck the rest of my objectives. I've got a guy now that I need to like zone in on. I
Get a
need to
little
beat
bitch
him.
boy.
You're
Yeah.
Never studied biology.
fuck this campaign. We got a guy to fuck over.
It's gone from the Ghostlight theater to just the Gaslight theater.
I love it.
Okay.
Anyway.
Okay.
Anyway.
We're gonna
I'm gonna just head off to a different part of the crowd to sit and wait. I'm gonna pop a squat, get out my notepad and just start like jotting some stuff down while I wait.
Anyway, as you turn away from them, you notice that there's a rather unique looking individual within the crowd, specifically because you just noticed they examined something in their hand and put it back in their pocket. They have a letter that looks very much like yours, and they're probably one of the group members that you're supposed to meet with. And they look to be a dragonborn. Charms. You just heard somebody receive a fucking roasting to your right. And you see this fairy folk walking towards you. Or I assume you see a fairy folk walking away from the roasting.
It's more if he's anywhere near the crowd, that group is very periphery, so anywhere will be towards him. But I do specifically go like right up next to sort of where he is and pop down into my little squat, sort of on the other edge of the group.
Well,
You do that.
He sort of scratches his shin cartilage. Oh, I recognize that one.
You know, he's lucky.
I recognize you.
Hmm?
He approaches the pepper.
Before I respond to that, how do you recognize me?
You tend to create chaos where you go, though not harsh chaos.
Okay, you're not narrowing it down. Do you know me for my performing acumen, or do you know me for rumors?
Rumors only. I'm
Rumors about my
Shards.
performing acumen?
Not your performing, no. No, instead of the immense fortune that you apparently carry.
You gotta say the A word, man. You gotta say the acumen bit. Or I'm not gonna acknowledge anything else you say. I've given you a word here. I'm trying to help you improve your vocabulary.
I have no need to improve
Acumen.
my vocabulary, but
Acumen.
it's appreciated that you try.
Acumen. Come on, no, you can do it. I believe in you. It's. Come on. No, look, I get that it's difficult to make some of the noises with the the sort of like dragonborn face shape sometimes, just because the literal shape of your mouth. But you're doing great. Acumen.
He's just looking at you with this smile.
I'm gonna shit myself.
You know, if you had been here some odd 40 years ago, I'm sure you could have caused quite the ruckus, you and I. But that also depends.
Are you a ghost?
No. Though it certainly
okay.
feels like it sometimes.
Gonna fucking lose it,
Oh,
Josh.
so you're just old then. All right.
Yes, I'm just old.
Sorry, it was very ominously phrased. It made it sound like that would be like the only opportunity. It's almost like you don't believe that you could still reap some chaos across the land.
No, I am very much capable. It's just been filed down to a precise point.
Oh.
Make sure,
Oh, well, that's
make sure to
alright.
look at your DMs, please.
Gotcha.
Do you have any interests in the academics?
Oh yeah, well I'm a bard, aren't I?
Hmm.
It's not just the ultimate expression of, well, it's not just one of the ultimate expressions of the study of arts and the emotive condition of sapient beings, but it's also just the actualization of the bare concept of mathematics. It's all just academic beauty in a very personal and very, instinctive way to sapient beings.
Oh, I see.
So you could say that I'm somewhat of an academics enjoyer.
Well, I assume you'll have plenty of joy and, well, whatever else you can have. Now, what this place
I am
is.
capable of feeling joy.
Good.
Sorry, what did you say your name was again? Charms, was it?
Charms. The gifted.
Charmed to meet you.
Oof.
Oh,
The
sorry.
pleasure
No,
is
that
mine.
wasn't on purpose. Normally it is. I do apologize.
Real quick, while we're here, I forgot to mention. Could you describe, aside from your mugshot, since we can see your character art, what each other sees, starting with Pepper?
Of charms?
Yeah, like describe your character.
Well, I started being talked to by this big dragonborn.
Socks.
I guess is the part of me.
Socks.
Yes?
He means please physically describe your character for the audience because some of them
Yeah?
may
Oh, my
not watch
character.
the video. Yes.
My character. Sorry, I thought you meant is.
Somebody please get
So
Socks
what you
some
see.
espresso. Stat.
No, I don't need espresso. Look at me, the jitters. No, it's just you said describe what your character sees. My apologies. So Pepper, from what Charms would see, and what the poor man whose mind is currently bleeding in a gutter because I roasted him too hard would have seen, is a sort of mint green skinned, pink haired fairy woman. She has wings like a dragonfly and also big stumpy boots, because why the fuck wouldn't you? It's also worth noting that she is 3'6", so she is half the height of a lot of the other characters around, which means this guy earlier not only got roasted, but also got done so by someone literally half his size, but twice as powerful,
Roasted
4
by a
times as
short
powerful,
queen.
8 times as powerful, emotionally speaking.
That's very short.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. They are a small type creature. She's actually quite tall for a fairy.
And Charms.
Yes, Charms the Gifted is a brass dragonborn with a yellow and green striped coloration to his scales. He stands at a reasonable 6'1", around the 200, decently sized body weight. Light green eyes with even lighter coloration pupils. Black horns and a bunch of protrusions on his chin that almost mimics like a goatee almost, or like a beard. He has some nice red coat and a lot of belts and straps and a backpack and a lot of pouches. And his white shirt is mostly covered up by a leather chest piece.
Nice. And as you two are kind of wrapping up your conversation, you notice that Arakokra from before starts making a bit of a scene in that he stretches out his wings and he starts doing this like weird jittery arm motion up and down. Like he makes his wings point upward kind of vertically. It almost seems he's also like moving his head side to side, and it seems kind of like a dance. And you see in front of him, like right in front of him, is this woman with antlers who seems very bewildered at the sight of this. And they're like 2 arms reaches from you, and they like glance over at both of you. Malin, can you describe your character's appearance?
I can. I didn't know you were gonna go full on bird. Okay.
Bird of paradise, yeah.
You're getting
Holy
flirted at by a bird.
I really am. I was not expecting that.
They're doing the old razzle dazzle.
I think they frazzled a little too close to the sun. Yes. Malin. Sorry, give me just a second. I need.
She razzle on my dazzle to like, get away from me, bird!
That's a little too accurate. Hang on, let me find the image that I have of Malin's full body, because I need to be able to see it. There we go. Okay, Malin. She is a. I forgot what 5'2" is in centimeters. She's 5'2". Let me look at that in centimeters. She's 157 centimeters tall, so she's not super tall. She's wearing this long black skirt with red embroidery near the hem that it only comes down to about just a little past her knees. But instead of human legs, she has reindeer legs. She's a satyr, but instead of a goat, she's a caribou. So she's a little different in that little regard. She's different. She's not like the other satyrs.
She's not like other girls.
around her waist is this like thick red belt, and strung across this belt is like a couple leather straps with various assortment of skulls that have runes carved into them, just slung across her waist. And yes, one of them is a human skull. She's wearing this like long-sleeved white flowy poet's shirt almost that has red embroidery all across it. And she has these large reindeer antlers, so they kind of almost look like a C instead of normal like goat or deer antlers. She has very thick fluffy ears that kind of peek out from underneath these curly white snow white hair. Standing out among all that, she has these really bright green eyes that are just a little unsettling if you stare into them a little too long. So yeah, that's Malin. She's got a little... Oh, right, sorry, I missed a total part. But like down from the back of her neck and onto her shoulders, she has some reindeer fur that kind of just goes onto her shoulders. Because I'm quirky. That's Malin.
And this... They've got this Arakokra in front of them, just busting a move.
That's the song that's playing, by the way.
Just bust a move.
It is Bust a Move.
It's a bardcore version of bust a move. Y'all gotta stop making me laugh. I can't
Oh.
play goth milf right now.
You're making yourself laugh.
I know.
He's like, oh my god, I'm so funny, guys.
I am funny.
You are, but also
I'm allowed to
you
think
just
I'm
stop
funny. I
making
run the
yourself
show.
laugh.
Charms is gonna turn to Pepper and say, well, if you want the epitome of self-expression, he starts walking towards the the act.
Mullen kind of looks past the feathers, and she's like made eye contact with you, and she's like, I'm about to do something, and it could backfire. She's gonna kind of like duck underneath the wings a bit, and she's going to beeline straight for Charms, and she's going to like wrap an arm in with his and go, oh, there you are. I was wondering where you were. We must have gotten separated on the way up here, darling. And she like makes eye contact with you, and her eyes are just saying, please, for the love of God, play along, please. Please.
He would raise an eyebrow, but it's kind of hard to do since he's a dragonborn. But there's a he gives you a wink as he just wraps his arm a little tighter around you.
Oh, thank
I
God.
was worried where'd you go.
Like I said,
You
must have
took
just
off
gotten
so
separated.
quickly. But we're together now at last.
And she
Oh,
breaks
yeah.
eye contact with you, and she kind of like turns and looks back at the air cocker and is like, it was lovely talking to you, but I'm with my husband now, so we're going to go that way. And she like starts pulling you away from the air cocker. Like, please, let's go. I don't want to be here anymore.
He'll give a nod to the Arcocra and said, next time. And he's gonna be dragged with.
He's like the guy from Iron Man 1 where he's like, next time, baby, and then they recast him for the next movie.
Shh, not spoilers.
But like that NPC comes back later on. He's just like, I'm here, it's me, don't worry about it. And he looks completely different. We gotta pretend he's the same guy.
Oh, God.
Anyway, Pepper is dead quiet because she knows that if she opens her mouth now, the next thing she's going to say is going to be a question about how having a foot fetish would work if you were a satyr.
Oh my. Questions humanity is not prepared to answer.
Right. Yeah, once
Not
she's
humanity.
kind of like led Charms away. Pepper, are you following by any chance? Sucks.
I mean, I'm watching. I'm
Oh, you're
definitely
watching, okay.
curious. I'm not like trying to stay the same distance away from him. But I am gonna sort of stand up and move a little bit closer to try and have a little listen.
Actually, as we get far enough, Charms is gonna say, so, darling, my sweet bride,
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ.
who are you?
Who are you? God, you make this sound like an arranged marriage. She,
My apologies.
her face has kind of gone away from that like fake, polite thing, and she doesn't look bored or anything like that. It's more just like, oh my God, I'm so tired. Malin Blackwood, I apologize for the quick betrothal. But yes, that Arakakwa was quite insistent, and I've actually never met one before, so that was loud and bothersome.
Quite a display indeed. Well, your fake husband is Charms the Gifted.
That's an
It
odd
is a
last
pleasure
name.
to meet you. It's not a last name. It's a title.
Oh, sorry, I'm not from around here.
No. I am quite unique in this.
Interesting. She kind of like turns and looks over her shoulder to make sure that the Aircocker's not watching.
I lock eyes with her. but I'm like not in the way of I'm dead serious, but in the way of like I'm snickering a little bit.
Charms will just motion for Pepper to get over here.
Do you two know each other?
Well, no. We had just
Better than-
introduced each other.
Oh. Yeah, we've only just met ourselves. Although I will say, oh my darling, who are you? Well played.
Thank you.
Makeshift, is the Aarakocra still watching?
You do notice as you like glance over your shoulder, it seems like they have turned to another Aarakocra that they probably came here with, and they seem a little confused. Like they're talking with them, and the other Aarakocra seems to be like a bit more concerned / like annoyed with the first one.
He's just like, hey man, that doesn't work on the fucking featherless bipeds.
That's basically what he's saying right
Oh
now.
my god.
Bro.
Like, why would you try that?
So,
You
so
made an
the
ass out
one
of
that was
yourself.
flirting is no longer watching me, right?
Yeah, they like glanced over when you weren't looking, but now they're clearly just in this conversation with the other Aarakocra.
Okay. Once she realizes that he's no longer looking, she'll gently like pull her arm out of Charms's and just be like, "Thank you."
Yeah, he'll
again."
untangle. Of course. Though I do have a question for you.
Hmm?
Are you looking to join the Asur Moon Academy?
uh, no. No, I am nowhere near smart enough. Just
Ah, don't put yourself down like that.
You were just insulting my vocabulary not 2 minutes ago.
Yeah, well look, I feel like the tone's changed. It's different between me picking on you and someone being self-deprecating.
True enough.
Wouldn't you agree?
True enough. There's intelligence in all matters of form. Not all pure intellectualism.
And not everyone gets the same opportunity to explore their intellectual sort of nature.
she's like looking between you two with a raised eyebrow, like, "What the fuck are y'all talking about?"
What we're saying is, don't do yourself dirty with that self-deprecation.
Doesn't
But
this
I've
place
heard of
pride
you.
itself on intention? I'll be really honest. I do not know this place very well. I only have
Nor do I.
recently discovered that it even exists.
Well, the Asur Moon Academy prides itself on being a meritocracy of sorts.
What now?
Your value is based on your performance.
Ah,
Based?
okay.
Inventions, progress, new discoveries, whatever it may be. That's what it prides itself upon.
Sounds a lot like the Feywild, if you ask me.
Perhaps.
Yeah.
I do not know much of the Feywild, if I'm to be honest.
Counters are
I will
lucky.
say that there are, in regards to there being caveats to everything, you are very much correct.
I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name. And she like holds out a hand to Pepper.
Well, that's okay. No one else has caught me before either. My name's Pepper.
She kind of looks at you for a second, like that's an odd way of phrasing it, but then it just brushes it off. Malin.
Oh, I know. Don't worry. I'm a bard, but I've just got a reputation that precedes me and isn't entirely accurate.
Malin.
Hmm.
No, I've heard your name before.
She turns and she looks at you and she kind of raises an eyebrow.
He's scratching his little black cartilage beard. You're quite helpful towards children, no?
If that is what my reputation is, then thank God that is the only one I have.
Hmm.
And as you're all speaking, you hear a voice unnaturally boom out amongst you. Not aggressively, but it's surprisingly loud for being in the space. Come from the direction of the academy students, and an older gentleman among them begins speaking and says, "Attention, everyone. Please form yourselves if you are here for the tours into groups of 4, and a student shall see to your tour. Thank you. Oh, and
Wow.
if you have any children with you, we can accommodate them in a larger group."
Wow, that sounds like a great vehicle by which for us to meet another person.
The Charm's gonna keep an eye out for an interesting character.
Do you see everybody in the crowd around you start to just like meander into clusters of 4 and parting the groups? You see just one person kind of standing without a group, and they're one of those people in some raggedy clothes. It's a half orc. Little John, can you please describe yourself to the group?
Yeah, so Little John, like, if you see him, he kind of wears like somewhat ragged clothes. He does have what looks like the standard farmer's uniform with like the big boots, the overalls, and like the shirt, and also a little seem a bit odd for someone to wear, but like he wears a small bowler hat. Like if you need a description of helping, imagine Bob from Overwatch.
But an orc.
But but in orc shape, without any facial hair or hair at all.
Upon seeing that, Sharps is gonna point him out to the rest of the group and say, now that is a character of steep acumen."
By the way,
I sort of
Streaky.
say, sorry.
do you have the axe on you?
I mean, it's on me. Yeah.
Is it just like in your overalls, like tucked in front of you?
Yep.
Like making an
I can
axe-shaped
go on.
bulge?
I mean, I could be holding it, but if it's like, oh, you can't let through it, I'm just like have it shoved down my overalls.
Yeah, you
Is
wouldn't
that
be
an
able
axe
to
in
come
your
in with an
pants
axe.
or your-
Yes. Yeah, it's just shoved down my overalls. I had to like lift the leg a little bit. It's like all the way down the face. It's got a little bit.
Is that an
As
axe
they,
in
like-
his overalls?
You ever, I mean, did either of you two go to school? Because this kind of gives me the same vibes as, like, the last person getting picked for every single team and group project ever.
I
Alright,
never
look at
went to
this
school.
academy.
It looks so sad.
You see many said characters in the school, but he seems like one of particularly steep acumen. And yes, I do believe that's an axe in his pants, and he's just not happy. And
She kind of snickers and covers her mouth a bit, like.
Sharm's gonna wave to catch the half orc's attention. A sort of motion for him to get over here.
You
John. John kind of noticed you waving, and he looks like left and like right and behind to see if like at any point it's like like is it me?
He nods.
With the confirmation, John like gives like a big greedy smile, like he's like I've been picked, and then like waddles over with like the limp on his leg, trying to not look conspicuous at all. And yeah, so he's just like in front of you. It's like, hello everyone.
Greetings.
Morning.
Please join us, group. We're missing a person.
Perfect. It seems like everyone else has been picked, but you guys seem like very nice people.
First impressions are important. I'm Sharms, the Gifted.
Mallow
Candy.
Blackwood.
Nice to meet you, ma'am. And what about you, Spellchild?
Okay. All right, cool. You're out. Get the fuck out of here. Go
What
to the
that?
store on your own.
No.
I don't believe there are any other groups left, Pepper.
And it's not a comment
Do it
made out of
alone.
malice.
No, you're
Uh,
right. You're right.
uh,
Hey,
uh,
when they beat you thoroughly with a large boulder around the head, did they make any comments or leave their faces uncovered so we could find out who is possibly responsible for you being like this?
Mullen turns slowly to look at Pepper like, holy shit.
Now, don't be rude.
I am a whole ass adult. Thank you.
Oh, my apologies. I've never seen someone in such stature. I just assume. My apologies.
Yeah. Yeah, man. You shouldn't make assumptions about other people.
I apologize. Well, since all of y'all kind of folks said your names, my name is John, but most people call me Little John.
Is the name supposed to
Oh.
be ironic?
I think it's descriptive still.
What's that mean?
I
What is
think
ironic?
It has to do with his kind personality.
Ironic is when something is the opposite, so it says one thing but is actually the opposite as a joke, almost. Or in this specific circumstance, that's what it means. And I'm saying, no, that's not the case. You're called Little John for other reasons. Does that help?
Oh,
It takes
So, like, if
Mullen
I
a
were-
second, and then she recognizes what you're saying, and she really wants to, like, turn around and smack you
Oh.
over the head, and she just looks at you like, are you always like this?
No.
What,
Little John,
informative?
It's fine. They're just
Oh.
being mean-spirited.
Well, for what it is worth, I am, amongst my peers, quite tall.
You
Quite
are
Well,
taller
leave
than
it
other
that.
fairies I've met.
Thank you.
so if I were to use ironic, that means I will call you Big Pepper?
Yes, exactly.
Oh, okay. I got
Pepper's gonna fucking kill you, man!
What is, like, a symbol of a really hated faction in the area?
Charm's just gonna clap him on the shoulder.
Probably like,
Like, makeshift. This is a lore
probably-
question. What sort of groups would they really fucking hate in this area?
probably rats or cockroaches, because the Thieves Guild is a pretty hated thing. Because it's like an unofficial just group of criminals.
I'm gonna put a Thieves Guild symbol on the middle of his forehead using prestidigitation.
Give me a... Hang on, what kind of role would this be to check how artistic you are?
I'm literally a bard. It doesn't have to be good. It just has to be recognizable.
She's not wrong.
I'm trying to see if it looks like a... If you roll good, it'll be the symbol. If you roll, like...
Your charisma,
I'll make this a
maybe?
DC... I'll do this a DC 10 on a... Oh, where's the character sheet?
Charisma
Need
or
to look at
performance
one.
or something like that?
I'm smooth.
Yeah, let's do a performance check. You give me a performance check, DC 10. It's below 10.
Oh, that's
it's
really
like a...
funny. That's really funny. I got an 8. I got a
Nice.
5 on performance for what it's worth. I got so many bonuses because of my class and also my my race. And I
You really have to choose
still
performance on a bard.
I've got plus 5 performance and I still rolled an 8 total.
You draw the symbol. It's like a rat with like a dagger behind it, but it's like drawn just like people could look at it and be like, "Oh yeah, that's the Thieves Guild."
Oh
symbol.
no. Oh no.
But it's poorly drawn enough that it clearly looks like a quick doodle, probably done by Lil Jon himself. And most people would be like, "Wow, he's not good at drawing that."
That's kind of my thought as well. Is like Pepper sees it and initially is like, "Fuck," but then she goes, "Oh no, wait, we've met this man now. We no, this is in character. Cool, this is fine. I can work with this." It's just sort of puts on a facade of everything is fine.
Just out of curiosity, my perspective, is it seen as Pepper grabbed the pen and drawn it, or more like a magic wave hand to appear?
No, imagine the Tom Scott meme where he says "knop it" and then disappears. It's the
Knop it.
reverse of that.
Knop it.
It just everything else
Pops into
freezes and it
existence.
slowly fades into existence on his forehead,
Ah.
and then everything else resumes.
So I'm assuming John will not know what happened. It's So,
John does not know what's happened.
cool. I'm gonna go with that.
Can I tell it was Pepper who did that?
Did what?
Is there verbal and somatic components to that prestidigitation?
Let me see.
I
Should
think
be
it's
at
only
least.
semantic.
Verbal somatic, yeah.
Verbal. Okay.
Then it's just verbal, you said?
Verbal and semantic.
Oh, it's both, and you basically just saw them do a skedaddle skadoodle hand wave.
She does a skedaddle skedaddle hand wave, and under her breath, she says, fucking, go-go gadget temporary tattoo.
You see that, but you don't feel any different.
He'll look to John, and then he'll look back at Pepper. Vindictive one, aren't you?
I'm just saying, it's literally the one thing.
No, but say I know you, don't I? He turns to Little John.
Do you just know everybody?
I tend to keep my finger on the pulse of the city. Helps in my kind of line of work.
She kind of
What
looks
is
at
your
you
line
for
of
a second, and she narrows her eyes and she leans a bit closer. You know, now that you mentioned it, I think I've heard your name before. You helped
only
build up
good
an
things.
orphanage, right?
I did indeed.
Ah, see, now the children speaking about the Dragonborn makes sense to me.
Little John, I
Hey.
know you. The orphanage that Malin just spoke of. I saw you at the workplace for a short time at the very least.
Oh, yeah, I was helping out. You know, they all need help.
Yes, quite the hard worker.
Thank you. Thank you, Captain.
Think nothing of it.
I mean,
I can understand Pepper being here for the tour, but I have a harder time seeing you two come here naturally for it.
Malin's
do
eyes
you
kind of
mean?
harden just a bit as she's looking at you.
what do you mean? You can understand me being here. It sounds like you're about to say something that may or may not be completely false.
Well, you said it yourself when we first met. Being sort of academic in nature, at the very least in
Oh, yes.
self-expression.
Artsa.
Yes.
Sorry, I thought just from some of the things you've said already today that you were going to start making some accusations.
No.
Very
So,
well.
John,
Yes?
how did you come to... Well, he motions around to the place. Here. To this tour.
Oh, well, I've been asked by a job to work here, and they told me that I should take a tour to understand the place.
Can I see if he's lying?
As a lie.
I
Yeah,
also
it's like a
think
very
he's lying.
shitty try to lie, but it's pretty obvious that he's
I'd
trying
really
to go
like
off
to
the top
try
of his
and
head.
see
Like,
if he's lying.
Give me a
same
perception.
here.
Give me a
I
perception
want to
check against
Yeah.
their
You mean insight?
and oh yeah, no, an insight check against their deception, right? I
Let
need to
me-
look at a character sheet.
Just have mine pulled up. It's
want
easy.
to also help with that, that check.
so I'm gonna roll deception. All right.
Yeah, you can ignore the +3. I forgot to turn guidance off for myself, but I was trying to aim to keep that up.
Yeah, you can tell he's lying. What he just said is not true.
Pepper, you may want to give this one some acting classes so he can be a bit more convincing.
Hey man, look, we don't actually care why you're here. Just don't go saying anything that's going to get yourself in trouble to any of the people in charge.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. That'll do
It's
better.
okay, man. It's okay. Look. I apologize for being harsh on you before. Okay, I'm gonna let the prestidigitation come to an end. Just gonna sort of casually dismiss it. Look, I apologize for taking it harsh on you. I think it's just been a long road. I think it's been the same for all of us, and it would benefit us all to get this tour out of the way and then go and relax somewhere, get to know each other properly. Does that sound reasonable to everyone?
That sounds mighty good. And I
Indeed.
apologize for calling you small. You are a good size.
No, it's okay. You know, to be honest, by comparison to a lot of folks here, I am quite small. I'm tall amongst my peers, and it's an obvious thing that everyone points out. So I apologize that I got a bit fed up with you. Can we shake on that?
Yes, we can.
Don't shock him.
Lovely.
Don't shock him.
Thank you very much. I'm not going to shock him.
Okay.
Accidentally crush his hand.
Pepper is having a rare moment of like, no, I've taken this too far. I need to chill out.
Making fun of this one's like making fun of a puppy.
It's more like
Yes.
more like making fun of him is fine, but I am going too far, and I do not wish to do this. I don't want to be this person right now. He doesn't deserve my ire.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, there's a reason why I ask these questions. You see, I am not here to enroll in the academy or learn more about it. I've been a student of it for quite the time.
I don't think I follow.
I've been invited here by someone, and I hope that my reasoning is not off when I say at least two of you are the same.
H?
H. Am I wrong? He looks to Pepper and Little John.
Wait, you guys down there too?
Yes, indeed.
Oh. Well, I didn't read too good. I just saw a letter, saw some words, and saw H and this place and me. So I guess we all came here for the same thing.
Charms looked to Pepper.
Mm-mm.
He was
Hey, look, I don't know. If anyone's gonna try and imply anything, you're better off stating it.
Did you receive
well,
a
I'm good with-
letter or not?
Yes, I did.
Hmm.
I did.
Charm's gonna take a glance at the people who remain, and if there are any students left to show the guide, or to guide the tour.
You have actually noticed during this conversation, a few of the students have been walking up to groups that seem to be like immediately organized. There's like a few family units that were like really quick to just stand next to each other, as well as groups like the Arakokras who were just like a matching group in uniform.
Yeah.
And as like they're starting to like wander off to start the tour, another gentleman has walked up to you in a slightly different uniform. It does look to be one of the Azure Moon Academy uniforms, but this one's adorned with some sort of blue and gold feathers. It seems to be a bit unique. He might be maybe like an upperclassman, or something about this uniform seems like he's not like the other students. Almost sort of like how the teacher who was giving the announcement has what looks to be a teacher's uniform.
Mm.
He walks up to all of you and introduces himself. Hello. Is everybody ready for the tour?
Yes, we are. Maybe we have your name.
Indeed. My name is Henrik. It's nice to meet all of you.
Hey man, the may I have your name bit is like my thing. Come on, man, I'm literally a fairy. Don't do that.
Fey
Just give him a bit.
jokes.
Yeah, Fey jokes, yeah.
Haven't
please,
heard
come
of that
on,
one
dude,
before.
I need this. Don't take this away from me.
I'm going to take it away from you.
Hmm?
Henrik.
What, take it away just like my name? Don't worry, in a place like this, I really am not afraid of my name getting stolen.
Hmm.
Oh,
about your
someone else
first
already owns it,
letter?
don't they?
Well, actually, you're not completely wrong. You see, I'm rather close with a certain individual here at the college. But more importantly is that type of magic, it's not going to function quite the way you think in this place.
Huh. How do you mean by that?
Well, stealing people's names is considered criminal activity on these grounds, and
Whoops.
it will result in punishment. Although we do understand there's quite a variety of people that come to the academy, and we understand old habits die hard. But do keep in mind there are safeguards in place. Please do not try and steal anyone's names if anybody here had plans to do that. Everybody else on these tours is also being told the same. We try not to discriminate, but it's, the kind of warning we only really inform the Fey folk about.
I mean, first of all, there's no such thing as a god that's truly safe. We all know that. We all see how they behave. But secondly, just for clarity of communication, what sort of punishments do you mean? Are they like existential punishments, or are they just a bit of a roughhousing? Because there's some of those that a lot of people I know
don't
deal
think I
with,
speak
and there's
for
some of
everyone,
those
but
that
can we please get on with the tour?
No, it's okay. I'm just trying to help you with your internal security. That's okay. No, you're right. We've got other things we need to do. Let's do that.
It's quite all right, everyone. We can walk and talk while I show you the rules. Well, tell you the rules. Come with me now. And as he walks, he begins talking, as he just said. You see, on these grounds, there's quite a few enchantments, and one such enchantment prevents magic such as, well, the theft of names, or, well, it doesn't necessarily prevent it, but if you try and cast it or use magic such as that, well, I shouldn't be divulging too many secrets, but this structure will prevent it.
Via force or just shut down the magic?
You see Henrik look around and just go, okay, I suppose I can tell you a few details. After all, it's a good warning. You will have the spell hold person cast on you, and if that fails, there are other safeguards in place for catching the use of prohibited magic on these grounds.
I see.
Quite painful ways.
Other than fairy thievery, what other kinds of magic are prevented here?
Well, it's kind of a long list, but I suppose the most prominent ones to speak about are, and as he's kind of getting into the thought, make me a perception check, everybody.
Woo, perception!
Please, I beg. Let me see good.
13.
Yeah, 19.
13?
12.
Charms is too busy trying to remember what spells were prohibited.
Make it a list.
Checking it twice.
Make
No,
it
it
so
doesn't-
Saudi are nice.
As you're listening to Henrik talk, you notice that he looks up as something catches his attention, and a shadow seems to faintly pass over everyone, and then disappear briefly afterwards. Pepper, you notice that up in kind of this misty, cloudy light source above the whole city, a shadow swims through this cloud, and it looks to be the shape of a dragon when you see it.
Pepper
And then it-
quietly mutters to herself, "Dragging these nuts."
My
I
God.
wish that she heard that, but she didn't.
Can we make a perception check on that?
Sure, everybody give me a perception check to
Oh
see
my
if you hear the
God.
Dragon D's nuts joke.
I hate this.
Ladies and gentlemen, the first nat 20. Charms hears D's nuts.
Charms cough to not laugh.
Do we all hear it, or is it just Charms?
I think you all heard it.
Oh, Jesus.
Charms
I said
just
it-
really clearly heard it.
Molly, rubs the side of her temple like, I thought I left my child at home. Nope.
John just gives a little giggle like, it's dead. Greg.
And so, after a moment of pause, Henrik looks back down after glancing at the sky and goes, "Well, generally, most magic that's activated by races, so not the kind that's performed by arcane practitioners. Although there are a few that are guarded against, but they're weaker spells. Mostly it's the magic cast innately by people through their lineage. For example, a Fey lineage that would allow you to steal a name."
Interesting.
No, I mean, to be fair, I can't actually do the name stealing thing. That is entirely just a myth. It's just a bit, if I'm honest.
Ah, I'm glad to hear it. Well, it's not just, well, I've seen it performed before by Faye. It's a bit grim in concept, but anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. You see Henrik look around to see how many people are around. He says, "How about we start our tour over in this direction? What would you all be most interested in seeing? In this area, we have, there's the natural exhibits, which are connected to the caves within the mountain. Those host all manner of mythical beasts inside of them, mostly the cave-dwelling type, but most people tend to not even want to see those. Some are giant spiders, for example. Anybody have a problem with that?"
Yes, I do.
I'm not
Right,
particularly fond of spiders either.
I specifically would really like to see the spiders, but I'll do it in my own time.
Right then, that's
have
probably
a
best.
Suggestion. The
Yes?
famous study hall.
Oh, yes, don't worry. We'll be seeing that later on with the entire group in tow.
Oh, I see. Well, Henrik, how about somewhere more quiet? These tired old knees of mine aren't like they used to be.
Then we could skip to a latter part of the tour, which should be unoccupied right about now, in the observatory.
Sounds wonderful.
Right then. Everyone, follow me.
Malin will
Let's
follow.
go.
Yeesh.
John
Yeah, we'll
limply
follow.
follows.
You take it in
And-
the back of the pack.
As you do that, Henrik begins to lead you all towards this far off to the side part of the city, which seems to be getting closer towards what's probably the academy. You've left the whole bustling city area, and you're getting just towards the actual academy building. And after entering through this large entryway, almost a vomitorium size entry, but just kind of big
That
ornate
fucking
door. It looks
word.
like they're trying to be, looks like they're just trying to be flashy.
Mhm.
You enter into this kind of narrow elevator structure. It's just kind of like a platform. A door closes behind all of you. That's this grated door or cage door. I don't know how to call those things. And you all begin lifting up through this pillar within the academy.
Oh my.
And once you're all once you get into the midway point, you can't see any of the floors passing by. Some crystals on the ceiling light up a little bit and give you some light. And Henrik whispers to all of you while you're in the elevator. "So I assume you've all received the invitation."
You've got to be more specific, man.
Yes, we have. We have indeed. Age.
Good. And I presume I don't have to inform all of you that the individual shares a name with me, correct?
You may have to inform this one. And she kind of like gently gestures her head to Little John. Just to be safe.
What?
Also because it's a good idea to just do not
She
operate on
just
assumptions.
puts a
If you
hand
say
out, like,
something-
displaying it, like, I wasn't being mean, I'm just right.
Oh, okay.
Right then. So, you've all received a letter inviting you here from an individual who went by the letter H, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. Could I see the letters?
Okay, but here's the thing. You've got to be more specific, because how would anyone know that you're not trying to get them to incriminate yourself? Or themselves, rather.
Well then, how about I share this? I know for a fact that all of you have something to gain from working with me. Okay? And in those letters, I made sure it was abundantly clear, if I really needed to, I could have simply spilled your secrets to the world. Smeared your name, rubbed it in the dirt, all of that. Don't worry, I'm not that kind of person. Not petty like, well, a lot of people here. But I sent you those letters and told you those things because I wanted you all to know you can trust me. I'm not just going to spill the beans on you, and even if you all refuse my offer here, that's fine. Enjoy the tour and you can have a nice stay here in the city.
He's
Charm
not
sounds
wrong.
over his letter.
Malin will reach into a pocket of her skirt and pull out her letter and hand it over as well.
John reaches down his middle overall pocket and just pulls out the letter. He's like, here you go.
I
Like
was
all
a little
crumpled up.
afraid he was going to say down his pants.
No, that's the other thing.
That's the axe.
That's yes. But still in there.
Hell yeah.
What, you're gonna think you gotta get a croc letter? Hell no. Think you chuck a fuck.
You know what? Yeah, here we are.
Wonderful.
I pull out my little letter and just unfold it, and then I'll unfold it again, and then unfold it again, and then unfold it again. I've folded it so tightly into such a small cube that it does take me like a moment.
Like little origami.
Not even little origami. Just she wanted to see if the like you can only
Wait.
fold it 6 times, 7 times thing was true, and also she doesn't have like she's small, which means she's got proportional pockets.
Oh, you're right.
And as he looks down at them, he goes, "Wonderful. You see, I could have stated what was in the letters myself as proof of the fact that I sent them, but I don't know how well you all know each other, and I didn't want to go spilling your secrets to one another. It's
That was a
probably
smart
best if
choice.
Yes, it's probably best if we all, and he, like, clears his throat glancing at you, like, clearly implying, like, yeah, especially you. He goes, it's probably best if we keep it that way through the entirety of our relationship. And as he says that, you arrive at the top floor.
Does it
And,
ding?
behind
Tell
him-
me it dings. Tell me it makes a little magical ding sound.
It dongs.
Sure. It makes a ding noise.
Yeah!
Yeah.
Malin gets a little spooked by it because she's never been in something like this, so it's like, oh okay. And that kind of like snaps her out of her little angry stare at Henrik.
Nice. And then he turns around and looks into the observatory and like glances around. All right, good. The only entrance into the observatory is through that ladder. We should be in a private enough space for now. And above you on the ceiling, it looks to be a sort of star map on the sky, and you can see constellations that you recognize quite clearly. And they almost seem to be moving around on the sky, like very slowly, but you can swear like there's a few stars that are like disappearing on the edge of the dome and appearing on the other side.
Sounds like somebody's been copying Shanti's dress style.
Because like,
Kidding,
yo,
of
that's a
course.
really good idea, and then just started ripping it.
Plastering it on the ceiling. No, I'm kidding, of course. Malin kind of like stares at it like, whoa, this is trippy.
Ooh, pretty.
And within the center of the room, there's what seems to be a telescope structure, but it looks a bit odd. Like it doesn't have like a lens in it, probably, because the front isn't like opened up wide, but it seems most similar to a telescope.
I must admit, this place is quite impressive.
Indeed, and honestly, this room isn't even utilized all that much. We already understand the stars so well, and, well, Aldestrel himself can basically just visit them if he'd like.
It's a shame.
Indeed.
Well,
But it's kept here since it still has its uses.
like a private meeting.
I would nap up here.
Funny you mention that. I've done it a few times, especially when I was younger.
Oh.
So, how about we get down to business?
Indeed. Now then, everyone, you all have your reasons for coming here. However, there is one reason that we all share. We have something that we all need. And it is in the possession of somebody who is very powerful here at the Academy. And I'm going to need the help of all of you to steal that.
Oh.
I do.
Huh.
Okay. You want something
Steal
stolen? From this
the
place?
Azure
Yes.
Moon Academy.
Didn't you literally just tell us about
Steely's bad.
how fucked this was gonna be? No, not even that. About just how like screwed we're gonna be if we try to do anything dodgy.
That is true, yes.
Hmm.
You see, under most circumstances, as I said, magic that originates from, say, a racial bloodline won't function properly within the city. Within the Academy, it's a bit further. All sorcerers and even some warlocks have their powers dampened. However,
Damn.
there is one room within the Academy that is different.
Hmm.
And it's the room that we're going to have to steal from.
Which room exactly, if you don't mind me asking?
It is the personal study and bedroom of the Grand Dragon Aldestrel, the Moon Chaser.
So you want us to kill ourselves then?
No, listen. Not quite. You see, during the festival at night, Aldestrel always makes an appearance for all the people in the town to help celebrate the occasion. Now, it will be a small window, yes, but it is possible.
You sound like you've been planning this for a long time.
Well, yes and no. You see, I have always theorized about how it might be possible to steal from Aldestrel. But most items would be rather difficult. Anything he particularly values more than the horde of people in the Academy, and the objects tend to get enchanted heavily, watched very heavily. But with the combination of the item he has recently come into contact with, as well as the room it's being kept in, I think it's possible.
If you don't mind, I'd like a little elaboration. You keep speaking in unspecifics.
And
Yes.
question too. Once you're done with
Ye-
that.
Yes. To be clear, the room is his personal study. And, as a self-defense mechanism within the room, many forms of magic are impossible, teleportation being one of them. This is a way of making sure that it is as difficult as possible to steal from him as possible. And that it's not easy to sneak up on him while he's sleeping either. However, that also limits the magic that he himself can use.
He can't teleport
Moreover,
in.
not necessarily. He'll have to actually fly in himself,
Okay.
which means we'll have at least a few minutes, even if he does realize what's going on, to get out of the room while he flies back.
Stealing
Now,
from
my
others.
query is, it's become very clear from the way that you're describing this. It's quite a high-risk endeavor. So, why on any world would you want this? What is your reason for this, huh?
No, I know.
What is your motivation for trying to hire us to do this dirty work for you? Because it can't be something small. Definitely can't be something small.
What do you mean
If-
you know his reason, James?
Well, Aldestral is very particular when it comes to inventions, discoveries. Anyone who enrolls under him when they discover something new, well, it becomes his. As soon as you leave the academy, you forget it. And this man right here, correct me if I'm wrong, but you've lived almost your entire life under the wings of Aldestral.
This is correct, yes. And the reason is because, technically, I'm his adopted son. And I've lived here my entire life, as a part of his horde. So, I've been seeking a way to leave his horde. Now, don't get me wrong, I love Aldestral dearly, and I know that he would never hurt me. But my life has been a fixed path for a very long time. I want my freedom. I'm sharing this with all of you because I already know all of your secrets. Now then,
Living under the thumb of a parent can be very suffocating, I understand.
Because no matter what happens, no matter what version of failure we come across, you essentially die.
yes. However, that's where all of you come in. As long as I am not the person who physically steals the item we need, I will not have broken my pact with Aldestral. I just have to make sure I'm not the one who touches it and moves it first.
Good to
Fair
know.
enough.
Well, it's good to know that at least we know that you're not going to be able to screw us.
Indeed. And since all of you will have to be in possession of the item that I need, that means you'll have ample time to utilize it yourselves to get what you need. Which brings me to the item we're going to be stealing. It is something that Aldestral came into contact with very recently. It's unlike anything else that interacts with the weave. In fact, it seems to reject all forms of magic that we've known so far. And Aldestral hasn't been able to put any sort of enchantments on it to detect if it's been moved. Quite frankly, it's an eerie object. I'm rather afraid of it myself.
Eerie?
Yes, and honestly, it's not even much larger than an average pebble. But something within it is deeply unnatural.
What is it?
I think it's a bone, but it would have to be a very small one, like something from a hand. One of the phalanges of either the pointer finger or the thumb. I'm not sure which, though.
The hand of a powerful creature if it exudes every kind of magic.
Indeed, and it's exuding a form of anti-magic field that even Aldestral's room lacks.
That
If
is
it can-
impressive.
Indeed, if it can repel any form of magic, it might be able to scrub me of my contract with Aldestral without me losing my memories.
Oh, John, to help
Here,
do you understand everything we've said so far?
I understand both.
Imagine this bone is emitting
Uh-huh.
shadow instead of
Uh-huh.
light,
Uh-huh.
and magic is light.
Uh-huh.
So, around the bone there's a small ball of shadow,
Uh-huh.
which no light can penetrate.
Uh-huh.
It's very odd.
Uh-huh.
Mullen's hand kind of like twitches a bit towards her belt, and then she stops it. Do you know what this bone is from, by any chance?
Quite frankly, I don't even think Aldestrel knows where it's from. And if he does, he's not been too keen on telling me about it. Which is really saying something, considering he tells me about just about everything.
I see.
Well, you have been putting a lot of planning into this. I assume you've also been taking the time to procure some items that may help.
Indeed. We'll get to that later, but the main detail that I'm going to need your help with before this tour ends is we need to find a way into Aldestrel's personal study, but as you can imagine, it's rather well guarded by some of the finest mages in the world. Moreover, it's at the exact time that it's going to be particularly well guarded, since Aldestrel will be out of his room. And they don't want any unwelcome visitors at that time. However, there's been a running rumor that possibly the headmaster possesses a secret path from his own study into an area closer to Aldestrel's study, a sort of emergency tunnel if he needs to escape from somebody trying to attack him. Now, that will get us past the guards, but we're still going to need to get into his study. We can worry about that later. For now, I do need your help finding that passage. If it's real, we have to find it here before this tour is over, while he's out of his office.
I see.
You actually saw him down at the tour earlier.
Was he the one making the announcement to split off into groups?
Yes.
I see.
Oh.
How long is the tour? How long of the tour remains?
There's still quite a few hours left. It won't be until late in the afternoon, past sundown, that the actual festival is held.
I see.
So there's plenty of time for the tour to pass, get some rest, and prepare ourselves for, well, the heist of the century.
I can't imagine, even if we bypass it, at least the majority of the guards, that there's a 0% chance of blood being spilled.
I may actually be able to prevent some of that. Maybe not in Aldestrel's study,
Aldestrel, yes.
but I might be able to prevent some of it.
Indeed. I brought all of you here specifically because I need this done quietly, and I needed people who I believed wouldn't, to put it nicely, tell anybody else about my plan. No offense, but I have dirt on all of you, and it wouldn't look too good if all of us got exposed at once, so let's all just stay on each other's good side and not talk about each other's past or dirty laundry.
Well, is dirt on me? I will see you, dirt.
I can, like, if you're gonna hold this over me, like, there are no, sorry, correction. If you are gonna hold this information about each of us, if we end up bringing it up to one another, is that going to be an issue for you?
You can feel free to tell each other about your past as much as you feel comfortable doing so. All I need is the fact that you won't be telling anybody that I'm about to steal from my father, who is, well, almost the most powerful arcane magic user within all known realms and worlds.
Good to know. I'm going to level with a lot of you. If we are all doing this together, while I do need to be able to trust you all, I do not need to know your past. For the sake of this job, you do not need to tell me. In fact, telling may even be a hindrance because it may make us, either less trusting of one another or even allow one of us to make a mistake and expose someone else. I am quite happy to not know if you do not wish to tell me. However,
Likewise.
that said, I am also willing to mention to anyone of you who is interested what it is you might be referring to about myself. I do not expect any of you to reciprocate if you do request that. But for now, let's just do the job. That's my opinions on this. Anyone else?
I am quite content keeping my history to myself.
No offense,
Well,
but so am I. I'd prefer to not end up in a jail cell today.
Very well.
Keep your past
Well then.
quiet. She turns and looks at Little John and tells him to keep his past quiet.
Oh, okay. I mean, or if you want to TikTok, but okay.
Well then, visitors, on with the tour to our next destination, the headmaster's office. And he walks back towards the elevator.
Does it make the ding again?
What's up?
Does it make the ding again?
Not until it reaches the next floor.
Damn it!
I do like the little ding sound.
I like the little ding. It's a nice ding.
Charms will step inside.
So will
Nice.
Mullen.
You all step inside, I assume?
John waddles inside. With the fucking axe.
She keeps noticing you waddling, and it's like part of her's just like, oh my god, please, for the love of God.
No, be suspicious. No, be suspicious.
Nice. So you all enter the elevator. It starts descending, and after a little while, it dings as you find yourself in this very nice hall that seems to lead to like a little sort of like gathering area with a spiral staircase mirrored on either side of that little gathering area, and a really nice door right up in the center of it. It screams, "I'm the person in charge of this area." Behind that door.
Nice.
Alex, no, fuck. Charms will look
Now
upon
you
the
know
door.
my pain, motherfucker!
Charms looks upon the door and says sort of absent-mindedly, "Not the first time I'll be stepping through these doors.
That sounds quite suspicious.
As I said, I've been a student of this place for a long time."
And Henrik goes, "All right, now let's be quick. There is still some staff around. Not many, but let's not take any chances. Quickly."
Do I do a funny?
Yes.
Fun.
Makeshift?
Funny to be pretty funny.
Yes.
Does teleportation magic work in this area?
Yes.
Yeah, she's gonna use Misty Step to get inside. As soon as he
Nice.
opens the door, she's just gonna pop right inside.
You do that. Do you all go up to the ornate doors and enter into them?
Yes.
Yeah, sure.
Nice. And on that note, can we take a quick bathroom break?
Absolutely. We are gonna take a very quick bathroom break, and we shall be back in a few minutes with more Ghostlight Theater. Wow!
Go piss, girl.
Whoa, gaslight.
got you. I got you. I prevented it. I prevented it. I am strong as ox. Okay. I am strong like bitch
thought you
who
were a
fights
deer.
bears and forests. I'm
I
a
thought you were a fucking
reindeer.
cat.
Excuse you. I'm not just any
Oh no,
deer.
it's
I'm a
deer but wet.
reindeer.
I didn't know deers rained.
Sweet dreams. Oh, no, wait, no. Here comes the rain again.
God bless the rain down
And
in Africa. Anywho,
I had
we're
the
back.
song that knows nothing about geography. Hello.
We are back, and we are crazy apparently. Makeshift, would
Yes.
you like to
Crazy?
start us back
I
out?
was
I was
crazy
crazy once.
Only once, though.
Oh my
One
lord.
time.
So anyway, you all enter into this room. It's this very nice little study. A lot of bookshelves line the walls. Of all kinds of like a lot of the books seem to be like parts of matching sets, some to be random mishmashes, but all of them seem like delicately valuable.
Would you
and throughout-
describe him as first edition's enjoyer?
Yeah, probably.
Okay, cool. Good to know.
You see all kinds of different devices sitting around, and it's kind of a controlled chaos looking situation. But it's not too large of a space. And it seems like a pretty good place to have an office. It's got pretty good. And around you, you see a few items. Let's switch you all to this map.
Oh boy.
You see this. In this little office space, you see the desk of the headmaster, as well as a piano in the corner of the room with a book, like a couple of books stacked on top of it. And you also see a statue in the far corner of the room. Like it has like a cloth over it, but it pretty clearly seems like some sort of statue with a few boxes in front of it. And behind it, everything else seems pretty calm. Just an office.
Did Henrik enter the office with us?
Yes, he's also standing there. I don't have a token for him because, I
Because
just didn't
F
get a token
you,
for him.
that's why.
Yeah, he's there. Don't
Pretty
worry.
much.
I mean, if you wanted to, you
He's just some
pick a
fucking
random
like
one,
book
but-
nerd.
You would just put a pair of glasses on the floor. There you go. That's Henrik.
Yeah.
All right.
Hendrik, how long do you think we would have on us?
Well, we should have a good amount of time, say 15, 20 minutes. Although it's best not to linger here too long. There's no telling who might come knocking. I'll
I see.
keep my ear out at the door in case I hear anything.
Well, then let's not waste time then.
Oh, and try not to move anything out of place that you can't remember where it goes. Keep everything as it was, if you can. If you have to move a book, put
Do
it
not-
right back where you found it.
Gotcha. Leave only
Understood.
footprints.
I think we'd like to
Uh,
avoid leaving hoofprints.
No, but
Oof.
dude. Have you ever been outside? It's a
She
reference
looks
to-
at you and like raises both eyebrows and then looks down at
Sorry,
her
no,
legs and then looks back
I
at
did
you.
not mean it in the way of an attempt at an insult. I mean in the sense of there's that expression used for like outside areas, leaving your environment better than you found it.
You know,
Take
Take
Most of the
only
expressions that I
paintings,
know
take
are in
only
Sylvan.
pictures, leave only footprints.
Most of the expressions that I know are in Sylvan. Sure.
Ah, okay. So I've not put it in my character sheet, but considering I'm a Fae, would I be familiar with Sylvan?
Yes.
I've got Common and Draconic, but also I am from the Feywild. I did just have that realization.
Yes, you can speak Sylvan.
Okay, cool. I repeat the phrase in Sylvan. Just go. Does that make more sense?
Yes, it does. Thank you.
Very welcome.
Charms is going to take out a pair of thieves' tools.
Oh boy,
And
let's go.
yeah, quickly begins constructing a small monocle of sorts. as he places it over his eyes, I'm going to cast Detect Magic.
Oh,
Since,
hell yeah.
Since we only
Oh,
have
I also
10...
have that.
Yeah, since we
Hell
only have
yeah.
like 10, 15 minutes, ritual casting is not in line with us right now.
I mean, you
Um,
could. It only takes 10 minutes.
We only have 10, 15.
Yeah,
So
you
by the
know,
time I'm
5 minutes
done-
left.
No.
The casting time for Detect Magic's only one action, though. It just lasts 10 minutes.
No. Ritual casting is 10 minutes plus casting a time. And you don't expand the spell slot.
Yeah.
Oh, god damn it.
So he puts on the monocle, and at the same time, he opens up his coat and lifts out a small little raven of sorts. But it's very mechanical in nature.
Is that meant to be a raven?
Indeed it is.
The design is impeccable. I'm assuming you did that yourself.
My own blood, sweat, and tears. Now, search. Do not disturb.
How do you make metal out of blood, sweat, and tears?
A lot of blood. And he's going
There's a lot
to-
of iron in blood, man.
He's going to let the
Wait,
bird
is there?
fly up,
Mhm.
and he's going to
Oh.
instruct it to search for things, for a hidden door where we can't reach. And Charms is going to scour the place visually, seeing if a magical illusion pops up for him.
You do that. I assume the bird's kind of flying around trying to find something magical.
Not finding something magical, more focusing on the physical. If there's a gap between the bookcases, or if there's a gap somewhere else, or something that doesn't look right. So the bird will
And-
be doing investigation. I'll be doing perception.
Oh, the bird's like investigating for anything strange while you do.
Magical filtering.
Mm.
Sort of.
Gotcha. So you are using the detect magic spell? Okay.
Yes, indeed.
So give me a roll for the bird to see if it discovers anything.
I believe in you, bird. 19 on the bird.
Yeah!
Good job. Nice.
So as the bird's flying around, it lands at the base of like this bookshelf right here, and it kind of like pecks at the edge of it.
Which
and
one?
when you see it do that, right here, like the middle of the wall. Oh, I had a burp.
Here?
There we go.
The middle of the wall right here. Yeah.
Hmm.
And as it does that, you can see like a few little dust particles seem to get sucked under the wall. It seems like if there is a hidden door behind it, that's probably it.
I may
Good
not be well
job.
versed in hiding tactics, but isn't the hidden passageway behind the bookshelf a little cliche?
Precisely why
Hmm.
you wouldn't start looking
a very-
there.
It's a very well hidden passageway, though. There's not even any scuffing on the floor.
And as you cast Detect Magic, you immediately detect a faint magic aura coming from the piano, and a strong magic aura coming from the cloth over in the corner, which seems like it might be a statue, based on the silhouette.
Be careful not touching the piano or the statue. They have magical signatures on them.
Oh, shit.
Specifically, you can detect it coming from the keys and seemingly the wires. Did I read the detect magic spell correctly?
Yeah, it also tells me
Yeah.
what school of magic it is, if any.
Oh, nice. If only I knew the schools of magic off the top of my head. You can tell that it would be alteration or conjuration. You can tell that it's animating magic. That's all.
That would be transmutation.
Transmutation. Okay, you can tell there's transmutation magic coming from the statue, but that's not the same as what's coming from the piano. The piano just seems to be kind of just generic. It's not really giving off a school of magic, it seems.
The statue over there might become animate if we do something stupid.
Anime.
it will move on its own.
I mean, yes, I know that. I know what the word element means. I meant left as a. Never mind.
No, my apologies.
Language barriers
And-
are sort of a bitch, yes?
Yes,
Indeed
they
they
are.
Give me another roll for the bird's investigation as well.
Oh, sure.
Another investigation.
10.
Oof!
It doesn't have
10.
modifiers, so it's,
Still pretty good for something without
Or
modifiers.
in it.
As it continues its search and it flies around the room a little bit more, it like lands on top of the statue for a moment. It doesn't really seem to do anything. Then it like flies over towards the piano and like peck at a book, but it also again doesn't really seem to like identify anything particular. It just kind of like checks around those spots for a moment and then just like
Yeah. Charm's finding the supposed door is going to start looking for any traps, be it that of magical kind or mechanical kind.
oh yeah, I forgot to mention. You do feel some sort of a magical, like a similar magic to the kind that's in the statue, coming from the edges of the bookshelf.
Oh,
Hmm.
It seems like whatever, like this probably isn't just a door right now. It's probably not meant to be like fiddled with, I suppose is the term.
Okay.
May
well,
I
that's a
please
shame 'cause I'm a
investigate the
goddamn
piano?
bard. Fiddling is what I know.
Sure.
Fiddling is what I know.
Give me an investigation check.
23?
Holy shit.
Oh.
You notice that on top of it, like sitting on like the wires of the piano, there is 3 books stacked on top of each other, and 2 of them are blank. They're just books without labels on them.
Hmm.
But one of them is labeled. It has a title on it essentially, and it says, "The Cage Bird Sings," and a book by just
Caged
some
Bird
author.
sings.
Caged bird sings.
Indeed.
Is
Mm,
this?
no.
It's either a trap or a reference to a trap.
Or a password
No.
for someone who constantly forgets it.
No, caged birds do not usually sing. Free birds do. No?
And I guess the investigation check at 23 would also reveal to you. You get the strong sense that the title of the book is probably what you're looking for here.
A caged bird?
No, like the book itself and its title is probably the thing that you need to understand.
Yes.
I don't know how else to
Clearly.
phrase it. I don't know how else to phrase it without giving away the puzzle.
So that's fine.
Okay.
I don't want the puzzle given away.
Is there a missing book in the bookcase here?
Give me an investigation check.
You got it.
Investigate.
14.
Nothing seems to be out of the ordinary. Like as you glance at like series of books, it goes like 1 to 10. There's nothing missing in the middle. There's a few gaps, but they don't seem particularly meaningful.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Not any, like, alphabetical order anywhere with C or
Any patterns in those gaps?
You do notice that when you're looking across some of them, there is a collection of books that the titles, like they go alphabetically in some places, but there is one, like, so the top row was like alphabetical, but then the row beneath it was just like a series of books. But then on like the third row up, you notice that there was a series of books that started with C, but then it went to A, and then went to G, and then E.
Could those be notes?
So the titles.
Oh,
Could those be notes?
Hmm.
Come on, Charms, tell me so I can play the notes.
That Yeah, Sharms will say that out loud, like, well, I don't see any place where we could put that book like it was a caged bird.
Hey,
But the series here goes CAG.
Pepper,
So
you're a bard, yes?
I'm just thinking about that. My question would it be C baseline and then everything above from there, or would it be
well,
up, down, up,
whatever
again,
that would
up,
spell
down,
out
down?
cage when you type in those.
CAGE. I'm not sure what those notes would be on the piano. I only know them on the lyre.
I know where they are on the piano.
Would you mind
Whoa.
trying it,
Yeah.
maybe?
Here's the great thing about the piano, right? Is that it's all up and down one way or another. It's not like, your lute or your lyre, your guitar, your clarinet, even anything like that, where you've got all
Get
these
to the point,
complicated
Pepper.
systems. It's a straight line of ascending and descending chords and with their respective names. Every single music student, be they a singer or be they anything else, will know how a piano works in that regard. So,
When you're done
let's crack my
flexing.
knuckles, yeah. Oh, this is not flexing. This is just music theory. This person here has made a password that is accessible to anyone who has ever played any instrument and referenced what notes they're playing to a piece of paper. This is entirely doable. And she's going to press C, A, G, and E.
Nice. You type out, press those notes in that order.
Play out makeshift.
Play out. My bad. I don't play piano. I'm not.
Clearly.
It's not a keyboard
Type
for
out.
typing. It's a keyboard in the sense of they are called keys.
Yeah.
And they're on
In this
a
case,
board.
it's literally keys.
So anyway, you play that melody, and
Yep.
you hear a click and a
Oh.
creak, and the door of the bookshelf becomes ajar.
A door becomes
Holy
a
shit, that's
jar.
impressive.
That's impressive.
Sure.
Yeah,
It's an
Magic
impressive
Society
trick.
is weird.
Trick.
I would place the book back before we continue.
You do
And-
that.
And he'll also take the time to recall Archimedes to him.
His name is Archimedes?
Yes.
Oh, I love it so
Archimedes.
much. Okay.
Good bird.
Good bird.
Henrik,
Good bird.
Ah, great work, everyone. And yeah, I guess it's real. All right, let's just take a quick peek behind this and see what we're working with. And he opens up the bookshelf door, and behind it is a small staircase, and it seems to lead up to another kind of basically just like a wall with a handle on it. And he walks up the stairs and peeks underneath the frame of the door as best he can. Crap, I can't quite see beyond this, but based on the position, I think this might be the hallway just before Aldestrel's study.
Hmm.
I think so.
Actually, makeshift.
Yes?
Now that I have detect of magic, I want to quickly scan everyone's aura to see if they have any sort of specific magic.
oh
Because
shit.
I assume
No shit.
because I assume every other every person eludes some presence in the weave. I assume every person assumes a presence in the weave, even if they aren't a magical caster. So Shrums is interested in how strong Hector's
So-
presence is and everyone else's.
Okay.
That's
So-
really good.
Shit,
Who
shit,
do you
shit,
scan?
shit, shit.
Who do you scan first?
Well, Hector, that's his name, right?
Henrik.
Okay, good. Henrik.
Henrik.
Since Henrik just walked
He
past.
calls him Hector, though.
Hector.
Chomps calls him Hector.
No, that was cuz.
It was good.
Since Henrik
Wow,
just
that's good.
walked past him, he'll scan him first.
Gotcha. As Henrik walks past, it feels very odd. It almost feels like your magic isn't properly working because when you scanned him, it felt like you were looking at a reflection. Like you felt exactly the same magic beaming right back at you as if he was casting detect magic at you, but he didn't perform the components for it. It was kind of weird.
Okay. And then he'll go like this. So Pepper next.
And as you scan Pepper, you can detect that there's like the clear, like genetic origin of a being from the Feywild. Like you see all the signs of that, just the inherent magic to the people.
Shit.
You can also detect that they've got some sort of connection through their soul. Charisma casters. It makes sense that they're a bard. Like the magic kind of like seems to what kind of are you like a storyteller bard or like
Lore bard.
musical performer bard?
Yeah,
Lore?
she's a lore bard, so she does a lot of storytelling stuff, but she also is very much like you say, she's a charisma caster. So she's not just about the story itself, but the how it's told.
Nice.
She's about the presentation as much as anything else. Unrelatedly, how do you feel about Megamind?
Presentation!
Charlie.
Oh my god. So you kind of see this it's almost like light emitting from like their throat and their mouth. Like that region of their body gives off the magic, like aura.
And they're
and it's kind of interesting. Like you can tell like that's sort of how their magic works. It's
No, Briar, she's a Riz caster, not a Jizz caster.
oh my lord.
Damn it.
And then
you said Anokok. Of course I'm gonna go with it.
Anywho,
As you look-
next.
as you look towards Little John, this one's kind of odd because he seems like the muscular type, so probably not very magical, but it's weird. It's like he's giving off this kind of it's like TV static. He's got like this very spotty connection. And it's like
Same.
all over the place. Like you can see the little blips of like he's got like he might have some sort of potential, or maybe he's like recently got hit by a lightning bolt or some shit. It's hard to tell. It's weird. You haven't seen it before, but like spotty connection kind of magic is emitting from him.
I'll write that in my notes.
he's
John
got
has a
baggage.
shit connection to the weave.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's got the bad internet on the
We need
Skype
to
call.
contact his IWP internet weave provider.
Ah!
Oh, you see, John is just the
IWP,
Google Chrome dinosaur.
WSP, weave service provider. Fuck, Briar, come on. Think, dummy.
And then lastly,
then-
we have Malin.
Oh, shit.
When you look at Malin, throughout her whole body, you can sense magic, but it's kind of strange. It's similar to how when you looked at Little John, it was kind of like odd and abnormal. But with Malin, it's a bit more consistent and smooth. However, in their antlers, it seems like there's kind of a gap. Like, it might just be that maybe you can't quite tell if their antlers have living flesh under them or if they're just like big chunks of keratin, but their antlers seem to be like an odd gap, almost like a Photoshop cutout of their aura.
Huh. Okay. Inverse horns. Alright.
And like the horns give like a weird feeling.
Okay.
Are they unsettling? Like, you're sort of looking at them and it's a little bit uncomfortable, like when you're trying to look at a bright light, but like inverse.
Yeah.
Thanks, Pepper. Very cool.
No, I just thought that was a cool explanation. Your eyes, like your magic aura is like the equivalent of a black hole.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
I'm not saying that out loud as
I know.
Pepper.
I know you're not. I'm just hoping Charms doesn't figure it out.
Charms takes note of the very strange magical cast. Well, the two oddities.
Would it be?
What are you looking
Would
at?
it be just like, ah, what a freak, and then just like ignores it?
7 days a week.
Yeah, practically. Well, if we aren't gonna pursue the staircase further, we should return everything back to where it was.
You're right.
He sort of kneels down a little bit and rubs his knees. Okay.
What's up, man?
A lot of
Fair enough.
walking today.
I have a serf that
fair
may
enough.
be able to help that, if you wish.
I know a good remedial body rub guy.
Conversations for later.
Oh, fair enough.
Another time.
Mullen is
Another
gonna.
I don't think France exists in this universe, so I didn't want to say masseuse.
I mean, I just said cliche a little bit ago.
Yeah, but that's come from Latin. That's different.
All right,
that's
fair
fine.
point. Fair point.
Actually, that came from typewriters, but that and like printing and stuff like that. But that's fine.
Well,
Fucking France exists in this world.
truly a horrid existence.
No, it's happened.
It's like how Italy is referenced multiple times in the Ace Combat series, which is set not on Earth.
As everyone starts to leave, Charms will take a second look to make sure everything is back to where it were.
All right. And that's basically
Quick thing. Before everyone leaves, I would like to have a little chat with Charms real quick.
Oh, word. You do that. Although Henrik descends the stairs and goes, all right, now that we found this, we should probably get out of, the study soon.
Yes.
And he makes his way towards the door.
Mullen will open it and hold it open for him.
You do
on
that.
You two go on ahead. I'll make sure everything is back to where it was.
Okie dokie. Then John just moves. And through the door. It's like, thank you, ma'am. And then walks out.
Is
Close to the
Pepper gonna
door.
leave?
She's gonna sort of look for a moment, because have you said that out loud to John?
Have I said what?
Have you said that out loud to Charms that you want to talk to him, or?
No, not yet. I'm gonna try and catch him as he leaves.
Okay.
I'm trying to be
She's
quiet
gonna
about
sort of
it.
take another look around, before eventually just sort of going, that's fine. I'll do something else. I'll come back. Like she's sort of scoping whether she should. Yeah.
And then you're gonna
Yeah?
leave?
Yeah, and I'm gonna leave. Yeah,
Okay,
sorry.
cool.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You didn't make that
I just had to make
clear.
sure you were
I am
out of here.
leaving. I'm just sort of
Okay.
like
I'm not
sizing up,
leaving.
like,
Just
Like, I'm
sit
not
there,
leaving, I wanna
stand and
watch.
Make direct eye contact with Mullen the whole time.
Prolonged eye contact.
Prolonged eye contact.
Prolonged.
Wouldn't be the first time I stood in the corner of a room that I wasn't necessarily wanted and made eye contact while someone did something awkward or important.
After Pepper leaves, Charms recall Archimedes, make sure he says snug as a bug in his pocket again, and begins approaching the exit.
Before he can actually step out, Mullen's gonna step in front of him and make eye contact like I'm doing this purposefully. I'm not being a bitch. Well, I am being a bitch, but
Being a bitch deliberately. and I need your attention, please.
Yes.
Yes.
She kind of like turns, makes sure everyone's out of earshot. You thrusted me before with the Aarakocra, and I'm going to need you to do it again. I think I know what Henrik wants us to steal. You need to let me hold it. I'm not sure what that... If I am correct, I'm not sure what that thing will do to any of them, including you. So I would kindly ask that you let me grab it.
You recognize it?
I hope I don't. But if I do, then I need to be the one to hold it. I don't say this out of personal gain, trust me.
Well, a favor for a favor. You have some solves, I have aching knees. And he gives her a sort of wry smile. The secret is yours to keep.
If we are around each other long enough, I have a feeling it will come out in time, but not here. And then she looks down at your knees and she kind of like examines them for... She doesn't like get down and like look at your knees or anything, but she just kind of like, her eyes flit down, she looks at them and goes, if that is truly all you want, then yes, I can make that happen. Quite easily.
Perfect. The bridge of trust has begun being built.
She will extend a hand for a handshake.
He shakes it.
Nice. Okay, she's just gonna turn around and leave, like nothing happened. She's gonna put that like nice, polite, southern, well not southern, but
Hey, I'm just not one here.
you're the southern one.
Yeah.
What's
You don't look like me, and that makes me scared.
No, I don't know what the word is. It's the polite mom smile that all moms have to put on in front of the PTA bitches.
Yeah.
Like the
yeah.
slightly
puts
closed
that
eyes,
on.
just like.
Yeah, it's very much like, oh, I'm definitely not gonna insult Susan's brownies today. But I'm definitely gonna do it when I get home.
Wow.
This bitch uses cannoli oil.
Exactly.
Cannoli oil. Cannoli. Do you know what a cannoli is?
Cannoli these nuts. Sharms will gently close the door on his way out. Could I just do a last perception check to make sure nothing was dropped or left behind?
Yeah,
Sure.
actually.
Yeah, give me a perception check.
10!
Yeah, things seem in order.
Perfect. He closes the door.
Slight fold of a paper.
That's...
And you
The
all
doors are set
leave.
exactly the same in the frame.
Yeah.
Indeed. We all do.
And later tonight, you shall all commit the heist of the century. But for now, that's kind of all I have for the session.
Hell
yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hold on.
We're going to create robbery.
Hell yeah. Let me.
No, don't say that out loud, John.
we're totally not committing robbery. We're Christians.
John, what the fuck is a Christian?
What the fuck is a Christian?
We are
Who's
doing.
Jesus?
We are
Jesus
doing
Christ.
the good.
Who's that?
He's a cheese.
He's a folk hero from Little John's Village. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. Not born. Yeah.
Oh my
Just
God.
quickly
Anyway.
lifts a weight.
Anyway, thank you guys so much for coming out to the premiere of Ghostlight Theater. Super fucking excited for this campaign. It's gonna be so much fun. Makeshift has put a lot of work into it. I've occasionally thrown in some bullshit bits, but it's mostly him.
I'm so sad that they just spoiled the reveal of Little John being the Archbishop of Canterbury.
Please don't kill our artificer, I'm begging. Oh man. Actually, you know what? You're 2 for 2 tonight, Socks. Hold on. Let me just
Yeah, I am.
Goddamn. Yes, that's been my character's entire time. In disguise
proud
of
of
Little
that.
John.
All right, I had to put Sox's little bullshit in the quote book. Anywho. Oh man, thank you guys so much for coming out to Ghostlight Theater. I had a ton of fun. I hope the rest of these wonderful players did as well. We will not be doing session 2 next Saturday, as Makeshift had decided to go be gay. So we are going to do the second session. We're gonna be
Fuck,
doing,
without me, man, what the fuck?
We're going to be doing
Lol.
the second session of Ghostlight Theater on May the 4th. That is
Whoa! With you.
violently
Hey.
Star Wars. Yes,
yeah,
May the
like-
4th we will be back.
Birthday.
Before.
Shout out my martial arts instructor.
We will, however, still have the Reclamation next Tuesday, which both Angels and I are in, so please do come watch that if you can. So yeah, that's all I have for you guys. Does anyone want to say anything before we say goodbye?
Always
Not
remember, be gay, do gay crimes.
Exactly. I have a
Hang on,
t-shirt
no,
that,
this is my
that says
bit. That's
exactly
what I say
that.
during session ones. That's what I say during session ones. Hang on.
Don't you realize,
Hang
Sox?
on.
I am stealing your personality! The greatest heist ever!
That's right.
Now to become
pretty
trans!
cool.
Now
I'm
to
pretty
become
cool. Go
trans.
get yourself some tits, buddy boy. Anyway, not to e-beg on main, but share my GoFundMe places, please, please. I beg. I'm
Everybody
buying a
loves
new
one of
voice,
your
and that is
voice.
not a joke.
Oh
Yeah.
man.
Like seriously, please. I have had a lot of support from y'all the last couple of weeks, and I thank you very much for that. If you want to support me best, the best thing you can actually do is just share it. It's all over my socials, and you know where those are.
Indeed, indeed.
Mm.
Okay. Well,
Nice.
with all that said, thank you very much for coming out and joining us for tonight's premiere. And good night.
Bye!
Good night.
Profile.